went back and added up all those extra things, and when you added it all up, even though they made a full price offer, they were really getting 22% off the list price, right?
Mhm.
So I called up the listing agent who I happen to know, and I was like, "This is great. I'm super happy for my buyers, but why is your seller doing that?" He goes, "He's 81. He's starting to have some health issues. This is one of 10 homes he's had. He's owned this one 21 years.
Mhm.
He's owned it free and clear for like 12 years." And the way he looked at it is, "I've made my money on this house."
It's cash out.
Yeah, he's had it rented at 15, $1,800 a month for God only knows how long. He's owned it. He's like, "I bought it for 80,000 bucks. I had to put maybe 30 into it over the time I've owned it." Getting to like he's netting still like 240, I think, after everything. I won. The guy's like, "I won." It's still a good deal.
Yeah.
You know? So you know how everybody sees that national average interest rate that's out there right now? Which I think the national average for a 30-year fixed is like 6.7. But that's not real. And actually, the reason why it's so thrown off is because the big builders right now nationwide are doing something like 20% of all the sales in America. Okay. And they're doing those big buy downs and credits toward the rate. So they're offering like 4.9 and 5.5%. But what you don't know about is that they really could be selling you that house for 30 or 40 grand less. They're baking all that money in. It's not like it's coming out of thin air. And so it's throwing off these national averages. So it's a tough conversation sometimes for us in the lending world to be like, no, the rate, even with a buy down, is like in the sixes. They're like, well, how's that possible when I'm seeing this national average? And it's because the builders are doing these massive incentive buy downs because they have millions of dollars. They own the lender that's with, and it's skewing those numbers. It's the first time we've ever seen that, actually.
Yeah.
So it's kind of throwing some things off. So do you ever find people can underestimate what they can actually afford it? And I think I would add to that where they're like, I don't want to buy because the house I want's in this price range and I don't think I qualify for that. How are you guys overcoming that? Are you seeing that the rate buy downs, things like that, some cases are getting people up into the upper prices where they actually want to own that particular house? And that
I
helping?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a slippery slope because you never want to max somebody out, on their thing. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, using that strategy and being able to buy the rate down does definitely increase. Where we saw it a lot is the people that were looking back when the rates were 3 and 4, and they said, "Oh, goody, I can afford this,"
Right.
and then the rates went up, and their purchasing power went down by 75, $80,000.
Mhm.
They started looking at houses in that category and they're like, wow, what a stark difference there is between these two groups at just $60,000 in difference, right?
Once you go to the Mercedes
Right.
dealership, you
Right.
can't go to the Toyota dealership.
You get back
You
into
can't
Ford
do it.
Focus and it's a
Yeah.
little tough.
Yeah.
It is.
So
It's true. It's like, man, that freaking Mercedes looks badass.